Welcome back to the Coons Family Fantasy Football Podcast, or the KFF as it's known. Just wanted to point this out. This is our new logo, created by my co-host. My name's Cooper. Jesse, come on. I know you're on my left because we just had a practice run.
We did. Dry run went well.
We did it.
Live bullets
it did.
now.
Yep. The range is hot. So let's dive into what we do literally every week. I mean, they know the structure by now. Let's talk about it.
Let's look at the matchups and the
let's
games that happened.
Let's talk about last week's games.
All right, let's do it.
Going picture
First
in
and
picture
foremost, I said this in our dry run. We went chalk, a new term, with one exception, which I'm sure we'll get to. Maybe we'll do that one at the end of scores.
We will get to that one at the end. It's actually listed at the end on my little scenes on.
Works out perfect. In this one, Lot Lazard's high point total for the week.
120 over 88. That's a pretty. I guess we've had some crazy high points. Like who scored?
There's been 150s. But no, this is a good week. Good week, especially since last week was a good week. Lot Lazard's putting together a few consecutive nice runs.
They're just
think it'll be a nice matchup this week. Nice matchup this coming week. Mom actually did okay in that matchup, but tough.
Not a terrible score. 88 points, nothing to put your nose up at, but
respectable.
120 just dwarfs it.
This one was close.
I feel like we had two pretty close games, and then two meh. So St. Patty's versus TaylorMade Air Jalen's, 92-99 for TaylorMade Air Jalen's.
I thought Aaron Jones was going to break off one more run and win this on Monday night. Monday night, yeah. If he had, another good respectable loss, 92. Nothing to be ashamed of there.
I also think like Jalen Hurts. This is probably what is this like his third week in a row over 30 points.
Well, they have the best offense in football.
That helps.
But
helps on your fantasy roster for sure.
Looks like no Jalen Hurts this Saturday for the TaylorMade Air Jalen's. And I may have known about that and gone and picked up Tua on the waiver wire as a block of a potential matchup in the future. So just full disclosure, I saw what was happening.
Mean.
Well, and also they may sit Josh Allen if the Bills win or Josh Allen gets hurt. I don't have a backup quarterback. Didn't want to be sitting there with nothing in championship week for some reason. If I get that far.
There you go. You heard it here first. Breaking news. Tua, however you pronounce his last name.
Tua Tagovailoa. There's no N, but they say you make the N sound. Very confusing. That is the correct pronunciation per Tua.
There you go. Well, Tua Tagovailoa to CD's nuts. You heard it here first.
Factually correct.
I don't know IDK versus Let's Go Brandon. Honestly, I did say that it's not a close game. Well, actually, it's 13 points.
Inside information here. I cost Dad a win. He would have won. I told Mom you should probably put your best players in. I made a suggestion that she put in Alvin Kamara and Chris Olave from the Saints. If she had left it as it was, they would have won. Just tough. She don't listen to me. That's the truth. I'd lost 5 in a row coming in. I don't know what I'm doing. So we'll see. We'll move forward to the next one if you're not uber frozen.
Why is my internet doing this?
I don't know. Video. Oh, you're okay though.
My internet just went out for some reason, but we're back.
Okay.
We're back on track.
But yeah, Let's Go Brandon moves forward. All because I made a bad suggestion.
Before I went robot-y and the black hole of the non-internet sucked me in.
Mm-hmm.
All of these matchups, Just in Time versus La Lazard's, St. Patty's, Taylor Maynard, or Jalen, and I don't know, IDK, Let's Go Brandon, are what Jesse referred to at chalk. They were chalk, excuse me.
Yeah, it was
But
chalk.
this matchup, the next
One seed
matchup,
advanced.
was the exception.
And it was the 4-5 game. And you put up a nice fight. You win against anybody but myself or Shayna.
Well, that still hurts my feelings because I didn't win.
And you were pretty close. You were a Saquon Barkley run away because I had that Commanders defense that I pulled. And if Saquon would have...
Saquon? Oh, yeah.
So they're playing each other. So that's why my points were going like this and yours were going up.
Because that would have done it.
A touchdown sinks me, for sure. You don't want.
How many points do you go down in the defense if the other team scores? I guess they'd score 7, but like Saquon gets 6.
Yeah. Interesting tidbit that I learned that I didn't know they haven't done in the past, but they adjusted this year. If a defense scores points against you, so for example, let's say the Giants scored on the Commanders' defense, like the Giants got an interception and ran it back for a touchdown, they're no longer counting those points against your defense.
Because it wasn't their fault?
Yeah, it wasn't their fault. But it used to be that those points went against you. They fixed it. I only realized that because I looked at my thing and it said 1 point allowed. And I didn't know how you could allow 1 point. But it was because interception for a touchdown.
So they still count. They count the extra point as a point against your defense.
Well, your special teams is out there because it's defense/special teams. So I guess that's how they get you.
That's kind of mean. I feel like that point shouldn't count.
Mm-hmm. Now you know.
I mean, it's called an extra. It's a layup. It's basically a free throw.
Yeah, in this game, I did not think I was going to win, but I had 2 late touchdowns from Jamar Chase and then Ramondre Stevenson in that Sunday night game. That was it.
That's what you needed. Locked up the victory for you to advance. But we can talk about the playoff bracket right now, or we can go into our MVP, whichever works.
You are at the controls. You decide.
MVP it is. So this week's MVP coming at us live from Mont Lazard's. I found this little GIF of Dalvin Cook. Wanted to spread that before we show some of his video highlights. And Jesse, why don't you tell us a little bit about this game?
Well, interesting thing about this game, they were down 33-0 at halftime. Biggest comeback in the history of the NFL for the Vikings. And really? Dalvin Cook kind of locked it up here with this 65-yard touchdown reception. So how many is that? Which is 12.5 points on a single play for a guy.
Which is helpful also. I would like to say, had anybody else done better on my team, I had Kirk Cousins, who was at the helm for this
waiver wire pickup of the week.
Wasn't enough. Didn't get it done. Couldn't seal the deal.
Would have been a little frustrating since I suggested you go add Kirk Cousins on last week's pod, and you're like, oh. And then he goes for 30 plus.
I don't even know. Whatever Trevor Lawrence scored.
He had a good game, though, too. Lawrence had almost 30.
Oh, really? Well,
yeah.
Well, no, I don't think you should feel as bad then.
26 from Trevor Lawrence. He had a good game.
I mean, you still can't feel bad. You won. So.
Yeah, I'm not mad.
Speaking of winners, we can talk about the playoff bracket. My screenshot wasn't great for this. Hold on, we'll make myself.
Do you want me to go away?
No, I'm right in front of things. Oh,
okay.
But there we go. This is the playoff bracket as it sits. This was week 1. And if you don't see yourself over there on that side of the board, that is because you are not in the winner's bracket. But don't worry.
Consolation bracket.
No, it's the winner's consolation bracket because everyone here is a winner.
Nobody should be sad about their performance this week. Everyone was above 85. I noticed that as we're going through it. Everybody played well. Made the right moves, made the right calls.
There you go.
Kudos.
So now we can dive into individual matchups. we have the CD's Nuts versus Let's Go Brandon. Let's Go Brandon with the home point advantage here.
You know, it's
I guess
interesting. I
home
hadn't
field.
even looked at this until now, so this is fun for me. Well, I mean,
Well,
not as
there you
fun as
go.
it would be if I were winning, but I'll see if I can do better. See if my guys can do better.
I
I'm
don't
literally
even.
looking at like what changes could I make as we're on this.
I don't know who's on anybody's roster, so I don't have a good. Are you at max capacity there? Like, is there anybody you think you might make changes with?
I'm gonna make a change live on the air, adding a defense.
You had no defense.
No, well, I had the Commanders defense, which I didn't like the matchup there. I picked up the Broncos defense. Going to give me about 5 points.
That's a tight game.
We'll see. And I'm probably going to make some other lineup changes as I look at this, but
I think. Well, I know that for the sake of the pod, I think I'm gonna go. The Let's Go Brandon is just hot. I don't know. Although you're coming off of 120,
go
so
look at those scores the last 3 weeks. Let's Go Brandon has been on the good side of luck. The Fighting Joe Bidens. I saw a funny video yesterday. It said Joe Biden is the best robot we've ever made. He's so close to being a real human being. So close. They talked about when he was riding the bike. Like you could see they put the code in perfect for him to get on the bike. They put in the code for how to ride the bike, but they forgot to code how to get off the bike. So then he's this robot without the code. He couldn't get off it.
there you go. Joe Biden, the
World's
almost a
greatest
perfect
robot. We are
robot,
so close with the AI technology. So close.
or America's first robot president,
The best. Best.
the best robot president it's ever been. So I'm gonna
First,
go with Let's
only,
Go
and
Brandon.
greatest robot president.
I'm going Let's Go Brandon. I know you're going CD's Nuts, but
If you don't pick yourself, why are you playing?
I agree. I think that's fair. Let's going
Go.
forward, still in the winners bracket.
Winners.
I think it's the winners. I don't know. I don't know a word for. I don't know an antonym of consolation. Is there even a Google antonyms of consolation? Well,
Is this an assignment for me?
I'm doing it right now. Let's see. That seems interesting. The winners indifference bracket, the winners agitation bracket. I don't feel like these are
Annoyance,
correct.
antagonism, discouragement. Yeah, we're in the same
Disdain,
spot.
the winners discouragement bracket,
There
as
you
it
go.
will be now known. TaylorMade Air Jalen's versus Lazar. I feel like TaylorMade Air Jalen's has a couple lineup changes they could make because they're only projected to get
No
90.
quarterback. There's a zero quarterback
Ah,
there. But he's going to have to start Jared Goff. Yeah, I saw he added Jared Goff. This may have been one of those scenarios where I'm guessing because I look at the timeline, he tried to add Tua as his waiver claim, but he didn't get him because I might have seen what was coming down the pipe as far as needs for potential playoff opponents here.
wow.
And this is not just for. I mean, frankly, I'd rather Taylor win this and he have to roll with Jared Goff against me in the coming weeks. But
You've ensured that Jared Goff could be
well, because
your your
I don't like.
championship
Go look how
contender.
many points the Lot Lazards have put up the last 4 or 5 weeks. I don't like that. Dalvin Cook and Derrick Henry are pretty tough, pretty consistent.
That's I don't with the quarterback. I mean, Jared Goff's probably projected to get like what 14 points.
Let's look at it.
Man, a 113
Ooh,
projection for the
that's
Lot
with
Lazard.
Goff.
Ow.
That's tough. Shannon's roster's kind of stacked. Derrick Henry, Dalvin Cook, Stephon Diggs.
I hate. There's one thing that I really don't like about the fantasy football app is that when you lose, that stupid Miller Lite commercial is like, "Cheers to another hard fought week." And it's like, "Best of luck next time." That's hurtful. I don't
Just
know. That
twisting the
makes me
knife.
that makes me mad. Yeah, that's a tough prediction at night. If his full
That's with
prediction with Jared
Goff.
Goff is 90.9, I think I'm gonna have to
Well,
side
and
with
he also
Watt Lazard on
has,
this one.
well, because who else did he go? Oh, it's number one overall pick. Oh, the Colts running back. What's his name? Can't think of his name. He got hurt last week. So Taylor loses RB1 and QB1 first week of the playoffs. Jonathan Taylor. Yeah.
Oh,
Because I would have thought a funny name for Taylor's team would have been Jonathan Taylor Thomas, and they could have been Tool Time from the old Tool Time Tim Allen with the kid JTT.
I don't know. Oh,
That's
I don't know
beyond your.
what.
That's beyond your. That ages you. Look it up.
I know about Tool Time, but I don't know any of their names.
The kid was named Jonathan Taylor Thomas, and middle school girls
Mm,
loved them some JTT at the time.
there, there you go.
So
I keep reaching for my mouse. So now into the winners consolation bracket, not to be confused with the winners discouragement or disdain or annoyance or
why only
agitation bracket.
89 for you? Why so low?
I don't. My team's buns.
Yeah, fair. You could put in
That's just
Cordero
that's
Patterson or Christian Kirk. Get
that's
some points.
that's my whole. I don't even. Nobody's on. I don't think anyone's even on a buy. I think they're
There's
just.
no buys at this point. It would only be
That's my point.
injuries.
Which I've had a fair number of.
Yeah.
Um, I'm putting somebody in for Amari Cooper. He sucked last week.
You know, I'll go for 2 TDs this week.
I know he will, and that is so. Amari Cooper had 4 catches and 58 yards.
Can I tell you what it
You
looks
suck.
like to me? I don't think Deshaun Watson likes Amari Cooper. He likes Donovan Peoples-Jones that Shayna
Really?
added. Yeah, Donovan Peoples-Jones, since Deshaun Watson came back, has been wide receiver one. And Amari Cooper has kind of faded to black.
Tough.
Because he's
Inside
since he's
baseball.
been back 9-4-4-5.
Well, as long as everybody takes the moral high road and allows and does not allow Deshaun Watson to play. But
He's been kind of
maybe.
terrible, which is great.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Numbers wise?
he's been kind of terrible. Like, you go look at it, I'll bet his fantasy projection is want.
Well, I mean,
They got Zach
what is this?
Wilson for more points than Deshaun Watson. Gardner Minshew. I thought Taylor would pick up Gardner Minshew
I think I mean, not a bad pickup might be Aaron Rodgers because they're playing the
at
Dolphins.
Miami. Yeah, but look at him the last five. He's talking about dudes that are butt. Fantasy
Is he
points
but
wise, he hasn't broke 20 points the entire year. That's
he is but
butt. That's crazy. I was looking at that because this is when I was evaluating who Taylor might be picking up on the waiver. And I said, I'm going to take 2 out of the fray. But yeah, Aaron Rodgers is kind of butt.
I'm not. I'm gonna take the loss this week. It feels, but I'm still gonna bet on myself.
Fair.
Moving
Maybe Avery
moving
will take her
forward.
kicker out of the lineup. She'll pull the goalie.
She'll give it. We can have a handshake agreement on no kickers, but I'll keep my kicker in.
You just pick up the Monday night kicker and put him in so she has no one to get. We'll see if Avery watches 15 minutes into the pod so she knows that you're deking her.
And then with the last matchup, but certainly not the least, in the winners consolation bracket, one of two. I don't know, the mom versus dad.
Why has
Look,
Dad's team got a low score? What's going
is
on
is
there?
everybody in?
I'm going to look. think so. I think they just don't like his squad. Dun, dun, dun. My mantle's on the way. Hey, mantle's on the way.
You got to start Lamar Jackson over Tom Brady.
Is he in this week? Is he going to play?
I don't know. Did he? Oh, he got hurt last week, didn't he?
He's listed as questionable. But yeah, I mean, they've got him at 20. So the TB12. Oh, he's got Tyler Lockett with a 0. So this game is going to be close. If she puts in DJ Moore, the projection would be DJ Moore's got 8.2. Look at that. This is a gridlock. Dad's projection would be with those 2 changes. So he'd have 3 points and 8 points. So give him 11 more. Dad's actually going to have a 95 or 6 as his projection total.
And Mom will have the same?
Let me see if she can make any changes.
You said DJ Moore, or is DJ Moore on Dad's team?
Dad's team, yeah. Mom has a lineup full. She could make changes if she wants. I don't know if any of them would give her more points, though. She can pick up a defense. Jacksonville's not great. Jerick McKinnon that she just picked up, she ought to play. Get Justin Jefferson out of the slot. Start Jerick McKinnon instead of Davis from the Bills. Gabe Davis.
There you go.
Long-winded.
If you watch 16 minutes of this podcast, Mom, you will be rewarded with some critical fantasy football insights.
Or you might be punished.
Or you might get hugged
because last week's suggestions put Dad here in this loser's bracket. He wins out.
Hey, it's
the points were there.
Consolation bracket.
My bad. The winner's loser bracket.
We couldn't get to the winner's discouragement bracket, so we had to stay here.
Got it.
There you go. Let's see. I think the only thing left is our sponsor for the week. I think
Carpentry.
Jesse, you're gonna have to talk about this because I don't really know anything about them.
Well, you see, it's been discussed. At least last year's highlight videos for me have now evolved into the pod, which I like better. My celebratory videos. If you recall, the theme was "Get the Mantle Ready." If you recall, do you recall this?
I actually do.
Well, I did take home the trophy, but we were mantle free. However, literally, as we have been doing the pod, the painted mantle is en route. So, and the work and craftsmanship, Able Carpentry, there's the painted mantle. They sent me the picture of the mantle painted. It's up. The frame is ready. They're on their way. So I wanted to say thank you, Bryce, from Able Carpentry, for your fabulous work. We're excited for the craftsmanship. And, if things go our way, we might bookend the mantle. We'll buy dual trophies. Just stack them on both sides.
Are you getting one for last year?
I guess I could just, engrave.
I think we should just get one.
Annual winner. Annual winner.
Yeah. You're gonna have it for a whole year. We get one
if trends continue, it might just stay there.
Yeah, I don't know. I think you might be speaking a little too soon. The Fighting Joe Bidens are pretty good.
We'll see. I got a 50% chance of it being on the mantle as it stands.
Fair. It's so the trophy is going to end up in Pocatello or Chandler.
It's fair. North versus South.
North versus South.
Let's hope that the South will rise again. I'll change my logo to the stars and bars, and here we go.
Perfect. I think racial undertones are a good way to end the podcast this week.
It's perfect.
There you go.
Perfect. Let's go.
You heard it here first. The South will rise again. Direct quote, actually.
All right. Well, this has been fun. We appreciate everyone's time. We'll go full screen here. Cooper's All Little, Able Carpentry. Thank you so much, Bryce, again. Appreciate your time. We'll send a photo.
Thank you, Bryce.
Because the mantle will be up. Tile will be laid around said mantle and fire inlay. Everyone will be pleased. We wanted the stockings to be hung on the mantle this year, so, and then obviously the more important issue being the spot for the trophy. Congratulations, everyone, and as always, best of luck to everyone except for Sarah because she plays me. So.
I'll still wish you good luck, Sarah. That's fine.
Nope, I do not. Ill will to all of your players. Watch all my guys get hurt in practice the next 2 days for my statements.
Just everyone rolling ankles.
These extended playoff. If people are listening to these podcasts,
I mean, hey, that's commitment. If you're listening to the podcast for 17 minutes,
we need to bury Easter eggs at these. We're 26 minutes in.
That's tough.
So I literally have this 9:30 I got to go to. So
I'm leaving also.
All right, we'll see you.
See ya.